Ladies and gentlemen, Richard Dreyfuss is the latest old embittered white gray-haired dude to come out to the media, and you notice they all do the same thing. They get old, they don't have the notoriety they once had in life, and when they finally do break back into the media, it's always something in regards to Black people. Otherwise, who's going to pay attention to anything Richard Dreyfuss have to say? So let's get into this story. So, ladies and gentlemen, he says Richard Dreyfuss laments he will never have a chance to play a Black man, which is absolutely ridiculous. There are Black actors that can play a Black man. Why would somebody take this dusty old man and make him play or do be in a movie or play as a Black man? There's plenty of Black actors around that can do that, Richard Dreyfuss. You're not needed in that area of playing a Black man. So, Richard Dreyfuss, the Oscar winning star of Jaws and American Graffiti, says, and you know how long ago those movies came out? A long time ago. Says recently unveiled Academy inclusion requirements to mandate on screen representation and diverse behind the scenes hiring make me want to vomit. So he does not like diversity on the set. You know, he wants it back during the times where everybody behind the scenes and in front of the camera are all white. So he were asked about the rules. So, he's got a problem with that. You know, he don't want to see all the diversity that he's looking at. So, Dreyfus don't mince his words. This is a form of art, he said. It's also a form of commence and it makes money, but it's an art. And no one should be telling me that an artist that I have to give the latest, most current idea of what morality is. So, in his time, to be honest with you, I never saw I'm not a Richard Dreyfuss fan, even when he was still out here acting, but I never saw him in movies with a lot of Black men and women. And if he did, it must have been a very quick scene in the movie, like that 1 minute clip in the movie. It must have been something like that. So, two of four inclusion standards ranging from having at least one character in the movie to be from an underrepresented racial or ethnic group to having the film focus on one of those groups must be met in order for a project to earn Best Picture consideration from the Academy. The 75-year-old who won Best Actor in 1978, yeah, ages ago. Like I said, he's no longer in his heyday. He's looking back on his past because that's all he got left now. The Goodbye Girl added that. And what are we risking? Are we really risking hurting people's feelings? Oh, you can't legislate that, and you have to let life be life. Dreyfus then defended Laurence Olivier's performance in 1965 film Othello. How many of us are sitting around watching Othello or The Goodbye Girl? I mean, no, I don't feel I'm a better person whether I look at it or not. Now, I remember Othello, the one that they showed on TV, and Laurence Olivier was in blackface. And I remember watching that with my mother. We were still living in the city of Philadelphia, and she had it on and she was watching, and I sat down next to her And I was like, "Why is that white man painted up as a black man?" And she said, "Well, back then, that's what they did. If it was a part for a black man, they would just take a white actor and paint them up black." So he was in blackface doing Othello, okay, which made no sense. So, Dreyfus goes on, he played a black man brilliantly. Actually, a black man could have played that part even back then, if he was given the chance. So, it's cultural appropriation, what Laurence Olivier did. Dreyfus told Hoover, "Am I being told that I will never have a chance to play a black man? Is someone else being told if they are not Jewish, they should not play the Merchant of Venice? Are we crazy?" So he's complaining about diversity. That's what he's really doing. He's sitting here, and we're seeing these old men crop up in succession, and each one of them are doing this. How many have we seen over like the last just 2, 3 months? They're coming out of the woodwork. So anyway, do we not know that art is art? I'm not so patronizing. This is not so patronizing. It is so thoughtless, that's what he said, and treating people like children. So Hoover asked Dreyfus if there's a difference between the question of representation and who is allowed to represent other groups, particularly given the history of slavery and sensitivities among Black racism in regards to blackface. Dreyfus replied, "There shouldn't be, because it's patronizing, because it says that we're so fragile that we can't have our feelings hurt." Well, apparently your feelings are you're in your feelings over diversity. That's all this article is about. We have to anticipate having our feelings hurt. Our children feel hurt. We don't know how to stand up and bop the bully in the face. Okay, well, who's the bully to you, Richard Dreyfuss? Who's the bully to you? So he's saying get out of your feelings, and if white people want to play or represent black people on in a movie, then we need to get out of our feelings about that. And he's got a problem with the Academy being so diverse these days. So the Oscar winner railed against the Academy's new diversity standard in a recent interview, which is the one, and he said diversity makes him want to vomit. Okay. So, Richard Dreyfuss, you rose, you fell. I think it's time to move on. That's what I think. It's time to move on. If these are the kind of interviews that you're going to do, then it serves no one other than yourself, or maybe people that look like you. But as for the rest of us, Eh, I didn't have to look at your interview at all. In fact, I didn't have to look at your old dusty ass at all, But see, this is the only way they get a fraction of attention now that they're old and past their acting years. This is the only way, is by talking about black people being against diversity. So if they can't make it in the news through their own talents, they have to use black people to do it. So Richard Dreyfuss is just another one that need black people in order to draw attention to himself. Y'all, please tell me what you think about this video. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.